Hey everybody, welcome here to Musicians Edition. I'm Evan, and on the guitar, we're going to go over counting for guitarists. So counting is really just rhythm for guitar, and for those who especially like to play on their acoustic, strumming along to songs while looking at lyrics or singing along. With one of my students recently, they were telling me that they really rely on the page with lyrics to know where to make the changes on guitar from switching from one chord to another, because you just read it on a sheet that has all the lyrics and just the chords above the lyrics as the song goes on. So I think a lot of players get stuck at that point because it is really easy to learn songs that way. But when you don't have the page there, you don't really know where to play those chord changes or when the song structure is going to change from verse to a chorus or whatever, and what's going to happen there. So I wanted to quickly go over counting to help you understand that. So that's going to be where those chord changes are going to happen, so I can play independent of that sheet. I can improv, play more by myself without having that sheet in front of me. And also understanding where the verse and the choruses are going to switch and what that might mean for our changes on guitar too. So we're going to skip past a lot of theory stuff, kind of make this easy and accessible for those beginners without much of a theory backing. Just understanding that songs do have a tempo from start to finish, a consistent thing that you can tap your foot to, you can nod your head along to, you can clap your hands to, all the way through the song from start to finish. That's going to be counting in either fours or threes of what really establishes that beat. So threes, you think a waltz, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, which is common in a lot of genres, but the far more common one is counting in fours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's, just think of drums with that. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, a simple boots and cats pattern that gets you through the entire song. Most songs are written in fours like that really separate the song. And the important part for us is going to be the big chord hits and changes are going to happen on the ones. So if we can keep track of that pattern, we can easily play through a song with just keeping that rhythm in our head. And we know the chord changes are going to happen on those ones, and we know we're going to switch to, say, a chorus with a different pattern by changing also on another one further in the song. So on guitar, we might come across a strumming pattern with a chord progression like this. And so on and so on. So we can count along with that. And so I encourage you, try to clap, nod your head, stomp your foot along with this. See if you can find out where that rhythm, where those numbers are going to go. And so we can count and just put numbers to that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So that is what I'm going to go over, is just learning how to count with different strumming patterns and looking at chord progression, so we can better learn how to play and get away from just staring at that sheet of lyrics to rely on for our changes here. So let's go further into that. All right, we're going to be sticking with 4-4. Let's go ahead and look at our first pattern. So we're going to be sticking with 4-4 for most of these here. Let's look at our first pattern. I'm going to go ahead and play it out and just try to find the 4 count to it. All right, so try to practice counting in fours. Start by nodding, clapping, stomping, whatever. Try to get that 4 count with it, and I'll help you after. So that is a progression, just switching back and forth between 2 chords, which some songs do. A lot of songs will do 4 chord patterns, or sometimes 2, sometimes higher depending on the song. But we can go ahead and look at the strumming pattern following along with the numbers here. So this is what we had. I was staying on each chord for 2 sets of a 4 count. So that's what a lot of songs will do. They'll do a 4 count with 1 chord on just 1 set of the 1, 2, 3, 4, or sometimes it stays for 2 sets of it. So I did 2 sets of it with both the E and the A here, and there's the strumming pattern with the downs and ups, and we can count along to it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I'm playing along to this for a song, I can remember that E goes through 2 playthroughs of the 1, 2, 3, 4, and same with A. So both of these do 2 bars or 2 sets of this 4 count, and I just go back and forth on the ones. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So I don't need to pay attention to lyrics, what else is going on. I can lock into my own rhythm here for guitar and remember how to play this.
This lesson is brought to you by the Musician's Edition practice book. Make goals and keep track of progress throughout the whole year. When you're done with this video lesson, don't forget to mark this practice time in your Musician's Edition practice book. Now back to the video.
All right, let's look at a different pattern. So another strumming pattern, we're gonna practice going ahead and counting it out. So see if you can do it. So that is another 4 count. So going from E, here's our pattern. This time I did 1 chord for each set of 4. So this is 4 total bars or sets of 4s here, each with 1 chord. E, A, B, and F sharp minor is what I played there. So each one gets a 4 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I switch to the next, like this. So on through the whole thing. So all the changes happen on the 1 to the next chord, and that's all I have to remember. My 4 chords, and just that I'm changing on the 1 for each of them. So this one is an instance with a 4 chord progression, more common to what you'd see in a lot of songs. This 4 chord progression might stay through the entire song. I might switch to another progression later on, or whatever it is. But for a verse, I might play this 2 times back to back. And remember, each change is gonna happen on that 1. All right, and for our last pattern here in 4/4, this is gonna be another 4 count that you can count out. See if you can do it. So that is another 4 count. Let's look at the pattern here with each chord doing 1 round of the 4s. So again, every change happens on the 1, E, A, B, F sharp minor, the same chord progression. So let's look at it and count it out while we play it. So, and to count that 1, go ahead and look at the numbers in this pattern here and see if you can do it now with me playing along. Remember each chord change on the 1. So those are now all different examples of some chord progressions with the numbers there to help you see how this actually works. So we have those big changes on the 1s. Sometimes the chord sticks around for 2 sets of those 4s or 1 set of the 4, and then we change. You just gonna have to listen for that in the song or look at the chords for whatever you're playing to figure out if it's gonna get 1 or 2 rounds of the 4s. Let's take a quick look to understand a bit of song structure. Just to kind of step up beyond this. So let's look at a song that uses the same 4 chord progression throughout the entirety of it. So this song just uses a C, then C7, then F minor, just a repeat of those 4 chords. Each one I believe gets 1 4 count through it, and so you get 2 rounds of this for the verse, and then 2 rounds of this for the hook or the chorus, and that just repeats throughout the entirety of the song. And this is how some songs work. Just a 4-chord progression all the way through the entire song, each chord change happening on the 1 if you can count it out, and just 2 runs through of each of those chords. That gets you a verse. Go to the hook, sometimes you change what you're doing, sometimes you don't, and that could be the whole song. It could be the same chords, but just have a different strumming pattern to it. Something with a bit more energy for a chorus is common. Still the same chords, just a different pattern you're putting to it with strumming. Obviously, things can get really complicated depending on what kinds of music you listen to. A pretty common thing to do is have a pattern of verse, chorus, where each one has something different with it, a different set of chords, still in the same key, but just a different chord progression. And that's called an A-B pattern, where we're gonna have verse, chorus, and maybe verse, chorus, and that's the entirety of a song. That's kind of a formulaic outlook for pop songs. Sometimes you have a bridge in there that does something different as well too, or it's just verse and chorus. So look at this example. So here we have a verse that has just 3 repeats of a 4-chord progression. That's E, F sharp 7, B, E. E, F sharp 7, B, E, just 3 runs through of that. Each chord change would be happening on the 1, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's your 4 chords of the progression, repeat, and you have your verse. You go to the chorus here and you see you have your change, so this would be our B. So for my A, my verse, you just have to look at your 4 chords and how many repeats of them that they are, and remember you're gonna change between those chords on the 1s when you count it out. So if you count out those 1, 2, 3, 4s, you can pay attention and realize where those chord changes are happening. So to learn any song, it becomes more about recognizing patterns and formulas now. So you can realize that your song is gonna go A, B, A, B. What's your verse? Your 4 chords, how many times do they repeat? And that's your verse. So and again, for this example, 3 repeats of my 4-chord progression. And then I remember my B pattern on the chorus. What are my chords? How many repeats? And then I switch back to verse, and I just have to remember that, and I can play through an entire song without looking at the lyrics as a crutch for me. So I can just remember verse chords, how many repeats, chorus chords, are they any different, a different strumming pattern or different chords altogether? And now I've got that whole song in my head, and with these 4 counts, I can remember where those changes are gonna take place, and then I can play that whole song without having to read it. So it's a few different skills working together here. I really encourage you to just start recognizing those counts in songs you hear, just radio, whenever you're listening to music, and whatever songs you're learning on guitar, try to do that 4 count or whatever count it is along with what you're playing, and realizing that those chord switches are happening usually on those 1s as a way to help guide you through the song. So music is a lot more about patterns than we think, and once you get the hang of that, it becomes so much easier to play. That's the main idea here. These are main guidelines that most music goes by, obviously, but there are exceptions. Sometimes a chord change will happen not right on a 1, or sometimes it'll be 2 chords that switch back to back, not so cleanly right on the 1s, but it is the far most common thing to have them just change on 1 or 2 rounds of those 1, 2, 3, 4s like you practice. And so do stay tuned. We did 4/4 in this one. Go ahead and look at my next video that's going to be covering 3/4 and counting, going over these same kind of things we talked about here today. So have fun playing, and we'll see you next time.